Nice move to get behind the defense and put the puck in the net. Great ball rotation, and Taz for the long three. Red is in the house, ready to kick off a new show. Sports Night is next.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sports Night. I'm Joe Young.
And I'm Howie Shapiro. And Joe, it's a brand new year. Happy New Year to everyone. Hope you had a wonderful, safe, and happy New Year for sure.
Absolutely, and a lot of stuff to get to. Obviously, some teams took a little bit of a break. Others teams got into some holiday tournament action, and just going to get everybody up to speed as we get 2025 underway. We start with the boys hockey team. They've played 4 games since their holiday break, and it started with a trip to Roseville for a Saturday matinee. The Raiders are currently ranked 15th. They have a potent offense, but also give up a fair amount of goals. So it would be a test for the defense to try and keep them in the game. SLPCR starts the scoring thanks to a very fortunate bounce. Just as their power play is expiring, pressure at the net side of the net creates an own goal on the clear attempt. SLPCR will take it up 1-0 late in the first. Doesn't last too long, unfortunately. Less than a minute later, Raiders on the attack. Kellen O'Rourke with a great tip on the shot by Jacob Elm, and that put the wind in the Raiders' sails. They took the lead late in the first. They add to it just 17 seconds into the second period off a face-off loss. First shot stopped, second shot stopped, third shot, no chance for Lewick. Garrett Heitz makes it 3-1. Still early in the second SLPCR power play. They let Grant Jakubowski get behind him. Stretch pass sends him in on the breakaway. Shorthanded goal made it 3-goal lead. They had 5 unanswered before SLPCR strikes again. Andrew Clark with an absolute laser top shelf, but the Raiders sail away with a 6-2 win.
That was a tough one for the guys. It was something that they really just couldn't get into that game. I mean, give Roseville credit. They're good. They're a good squad.
They are.
And they dominated.
They brought a lot of pressure in SLPCR. Looked a little slow coming out of their holiday break. But their schedule certainly wasn't slow after that. They faced off against Totino Grace, a very good squad always. That was on New Year's Eve, and it was a happy New Year for the Eagles. They skate away with a 5-1 win. Jackson Barsness had the lone goal for SLPCR. Luke made 31 saves in the loss.
Well, the first game of the new year is SLPCR's only home game during this month-long road trip. It was last Thursday when Waconia came to Fogarty. The Wildcats came in with an impressive 8-2 record. Their schedule is maybe a little softer than SLPCR's, but clearly they could not be overlooked. No score until the second. Strong play along the boards by Teddy Wackman. He sends Caden Alphin in alone. Alphin snaps a 3-game scoreless drought, puts SLPCR up 1-0. We're still in the second. Dylan Bushy with a great pinch to cut off the breakout. Gets it back up top to Andrew Clark. You're going to see up here, his wrist shot trickles through the keeper. Coming up, and Caden Lichter able to get there first and finish the 2-0 home team. They're going to add one more in the final frame. You're going to see coming up here, they're going to do it with relentless pressure in the offensive end. Creates chaos, and then a big puck recovery and a great look from Toby Tranby to Brody Herzog out front. That was more than enough. Brock Lewick stopped all 24 shots he faced to record his first shutout of the season. And the final score was 3-0 SLPCR.
Nice to see them getting a convincing victory over a somewhat lesser opponent, but even better to see them put another victory on as a back-to-back win. And this one in the conference, they beat Osseo by a 6-1 score. Caden Outfit, after snapping that scoreless streak, added a couple more, 2 goals and a helper against the Orioles. Caden Sukup had a goal and a couple of assists, 2 goals for Teddy Wackman. Nice to see him lighting the lamp with some regularity. And Jackson Engberg continues to have a hot stick for the SLPCR squad. They are on the road going to the range this weekend. They are at Hibbing Chisholm on Friday and then at Rock Ridge on Saturday. Girls hockey team took part in the Composure Classic. They've done well in that tournament the last couple of seasons. This was not the start they were hoping for. An Elk River team they dominated in the outdoor game for Hockey Day Minnesota, and they dominated them again, outshot them 53-15, but the Elk River keeper stood on her head and helped the Elks secure a 2-1 win. Sydney Bernovic, the lone goal with assists to June Semling and Lily McKenzie. That might have fired the girls up a little bit because they absolutely unleashed on Hibbing Chisholm in the consolation semifinal. A 7-1 win. Kylie Oswego with the 4-point night, 2 goals, 2 assists, a hat trick for Semling. Couple of goals for Tessa Bowden. Again, nice to see her getting some tallies. She was kind of snake bitten through much of the early part of this season. And then in the consolation final, they blew past Eastridge 6-2. Lily McKenzie with a hat trick. I believe that's her 4th on the season. They see 4 different girls had 2 assists each. Semling had a goal and an assist, so you have 6 girls with multiple points. Grace Lund, a 23-save effort in the win. Well, the girls' first game of the new year was on Thursday when they welcomed section rival Roseville Matamidi to the Forum. This is an even younger co-op than CPCR, playing in just their 3rd season together. But they've been solid, 17 wins in each of the first 2 seasons, and they came into this game at 8-5-1 so far. CPCR starts the scoring midway through the first. Stretch pass to send Lily McKenzie in alone. She goes to the backhand, gets tripped by the keeper, but slides it into the empty net. Another look, silky mitts, and a strong finish. Career best 19th goal of the season. That's the 60th of her career. She adds an assist later in the first off the face-off win, finds Taylor Zahalka. She walks in and rips it past the keeper, 2-0 home team after 1. They add to it in the second, just as their power play is ending. Callie Alford is going to charge down the slot and snipe it top shelf. CPCR in complete control, up 3-0 and out, shooting Roseville Matamidi 22-6 after 2 periods. The visitor is able to get more pressure in the third, but Grace Lund was up to the task. She stopped all 14 shots she faced for her first shutout of the year. They get some more insurance for her. Short-handed, June Semling tips it past the top defender, and she's off to the races. Finishes on the backhand. A 4-goal lead, and they weren't quite done. Semling showing her speed again, this time splitting the defenders and getting in on another breakaway. This time she'll shoot, same result. Lights the red lamp. CPCR cruises to the 5-0 win.
You go back to that game against Elk River, and obviously a game that they outplayed the Elks, even though they didn't outscore them. And then they go on this run, and they're doing it, really with their second goalie, because obviously Wastrel is out, and we're hoping she's back soon. But give credit to Grace Lund; she's done a nice job in nets in her stead.
She has, and when you get a stymie an offense that is this dangerous, they tend to respond. Let's hope they can continue to keep that kind of torrid pace going. They are at Armstrong Cooper on Tuesday this week, and then they will host Gentry on Saturday. Wrestling team had a couple of holiday tournaments over the last couple of weekends. First up, Howie, you'll love this one, the Rogers Holiday Madness.
I like it.
Holiday Madness.
I get it. I love
tournament.
I love it.
It's a relatively new individual tournament. 7th place for the team. Alex Zhang and Jack Bridenstine had 3rd place finishes in their weight classes. 5 pins for Alex Zhang in that one.
I heard Singlet Claus was there.
I like that.
He was giving out gifts.
I like that. So, and then, 5 pins for Alex Zhang, three pins and 2 major decisions for Jack Bridenstine. And then same thing for Aiden Skillings. 4-2 record to finish 4th place. He had 3 pins and a major decision. While they were at the Holiday Madness, while the boys were over there, the girls were in Champlin Park for the Rebels Girls Holiday Classic, and had a number of girls finish on the podium. Shear was the runner-up in the 190-pound JV. Olson was 3rd place in the 235-pound bracket with a 2-1 record, couple of pins. Shear also had 3 pins. So did Carger, who finished 3-1 with 3 pins, 5th in the JV at 124. Fifth place for Mathiasen at 148 in varsity, and fifth place for Estradi at 148 in JV. This past weekend, the wrestling teams were all at St. Paul Harding for a dual tournament. The boys varsity, it's a dual tournament. They started with the hosts and they thumped Harding 58-12, followed it with a 58-15 shellacking of Chisago Lakes, and then finished it up in the championship. Coming up just short, they fell behind early, made a good effort through the middle classes, according to Coach Tronson, but came up just short, losing to Lakeville North 37-33. Tristan Hargrave was 3-0 on the day with 3 pins. Alex Zhang also 3-0, had a couple of pins. Fisher was 2-0 with 172 pounds with 2 pins, and 3 guys earned their first varsity win on the day: Devon, Lassard, and Califoot. Also of note, it was individual tournament for both JV and girls teams. There were 8 JV wrestlers that took tournament titles at Harding. 8 out of 13 weight classes JV that took tournament titles. 2 girls, Kinley Carger and freshman Sasha Olson, took tournament titles on the girls' side. Up next.
A lot of fun action.
Up next, on Friday, the Cardinals will host a triangular with Andover and Champlin and Howie.
I think we'll be there.
Then they are at Blaine along with Elk River next Thursday. Gymnastics team, before the break, we didn't have complete results from their match against Maple Grove. We now do, and we bring those to you here on Sports Night, and only on Sports Night. This was back on the 17th. Cardinals, their softest effort of the season so far, 108.825. Callie Barker leading the way in all 4 events. She was first place in the vault, 4th place in all other events. Angel Marshall was typically the next best Cardinal in every event. She finished 5th place in the bars, 5th place on the 4. Callie Barker was also 4th place in the all-around. And there you see Maple Grove. Pretty tough, but not as dominant as they have been in the past, a 123, but still a long cry from where the Cardinals are, where they hope to be, though, by the end of the season. They are at Elk River on Thursday, and then they hit the road for a tournament in Park Rapids over the weekend.
Yeah, they're trying to find that elusive 120 mark, the gymnastics team. Hopefully they'll get there. I mean, they're obviously you want to improve as the season continues to go on, and that's what they're looking to do.
Well, a big holiday break, we'll see if that helps or hurts. Yeah. Speaking of long road trips, the swimming and diving team was on the road to Fargo last weekend for the Border Battle. 2nd year in a row they've competed in this event. Coach Haley Scholl said every swimmer there had at least a season best. And like 8 of them had lifetime bests.
That's phenomenal.
So pretty impressive. Jackson Ling was their best finisher in the tournament overall, finishing 4th in the butterfly and 10th in the 500 freestyle. Egerstrom was 16th place in the 50 freestyle. Ben Effiam 18th place in the 100 backstroke. Grant LaMontagne, which is a great name, 22nd place in the 100 butterfly with Dean Tronson right behind him, a familiar name to be certain as well. They are at Champlin Park on Tuesday, and they will host the True Team Tournament on Saturday. So swimming and diving, boy, they get going. Once they do, they just don't stop.
No, they, it's. We were supposed to have them on the schedule. Unfortunately, the meet that we were going to do was canceled. The team couldn't, the opposition couldn't make it. So
that is unfortunately
we hope to see them later
case.
In the season.
We will see what we can do, but we talked about it over the last number of years. But the Nordic teams just can't buy a break.
Yeah.
We got what 4 inches of snow a week before Christmas, and then 2 days after Christmas, it's 40 degrees and it's raining, and now we got nothing. So they continue to work with what they've got, and it's mostly man-made. Last Saturday, they were at Highland Park for a Northwest Suburban Conference 5K Classic at Highland Park down in Bloomington. Albie Ludwig was their top finisher, taking 10th place. Josh Hyatt was in 23rd. Ryland was 27th. Falk, 86th. Jaya Sakara I'm sure either way I'm getting it wrong. Is 89th, and Ryland was in 90th. As a team, the boys finished in 8th. On the girls' side, 6th place finish. Bethany Law finished in 9th place, solid top 10 finish. Ruby Demmer was in 14th in 18:42. Ella Legree in 37th with Megan Fuller right behind her. Faith Koo was in 39th, and Emma Fuller was in 42nd. Up next for them, they are at Elm Creek on Thursday, and then they go to Giants Ridge in Bawabik on Saturday for the Mesabi East Invite, which is one of the largest Nordic events in the upper Midwest each year.
Yeah, not a lot of snow predicted in the next couple of weeks, too. So it's unfortunate. We've had back-to-back winters with very little snow.
Alpine ski team gets back to action on Thursday. They will be at Wild Mountain, and then next week they are skiing in race number 3. Boys basketball team. We talked about holiday tournaments. Boys basketball team went to a holiday tournament, and in game 1, they got a serious wake-up call from the Titans, who are the tournament hosts. A 75-47 loss dropped the Cardinals to 2-4 on the year. Jackson Young, a great night, 24 points, 11 boards, but not much support from the rest of the bench. Cody DeGogo, the next leading scorer with 8 points, had 4 boards. Got 6 points from Tegan Plum and Tate, 5 from Kieran Wymore, and just a couple points and 4 boards from Jeremy Oddie. They did play a little better in the second game of that tournament, but still came up just shy. Tegan Plum and Tate definitely stepped up his game from day 1 to day 2. 29 points, I think, is the season best for TPT, and 3 boards. Another double-double, though, for Jackson Young, 22 points and 10 rebounds. Jeremy Oddie had 7 points, 5 boards. Wymore 3 and 6, and Connor Young had 3 points and 2 assists.
Yeah, when I talked to Coach O before the Two Rivers game, he had talked about that Irondale, the contest, and he said, we really played a lot better. He said it was a little closer than that. I think there were some fouls down at the end that kind of increased that lead to the 8-point victory that Irondale had. But they're going to get him later in the season, too. I know that's going to be a big rematch for him. Well, the Cardinals were back at the Fieldhouse on Friday, hoping to bounce back on their home court. Just their 3rd home game of the season, and so far they were perfect on the Fieldhouse floor. Two Rivers would give them a test. The Warriors are a solid 3A squad that came in with a 6-4 record. Tight ball game in the first. After a slow start, the two offenses trading blows. Jeremy's Oddie 3-pointer from the corner gave Coon Rapids a brief lead. After the Warriors tied it, it's the Cardinals defense getting the lead back. Samson LeClaire with a steal. And up here in a breakaway bucket. There are 9 lead changes and 6 ties in the first half. Two Rivers had 6 3-pointers before the break, and that helped them get to the locker room with a lead of 33-31. Neither team led by more than 4 points in the first half. The Cardinals changed that in the second. Cody DeGogo finds Young underneath. The first of 9 straight points for Jackson. And they kept control in the middle of the second half. Jackson Young starts his one younger brother, Connor Taz Young, finishes it. He had a couple of threes. Cardinals push the lead to double digits. Jackson led all scorers with 29. Tegan Plum and Tate added a dozen and 4 assists, including this great look underneath to Oddie. Cardinals able to secure the win 72-67 and stay undefeated at home so far this season. And all CTN games.
Also undefeated on CTN.
Yes,
I want to point that out. And when I see Jeremy Oddie and Connor Young in the backcourt of a varsity basketball game, I love it.
Absolutely.
3 guys that a couple of guys that I can see eye to eye with. I'm loving it.
Love it.
Loving it. They are at Totino on Tuesday. It'll be definitely a tougher test than was Two Rivers at Totino on the road on Tuesday, and then at Elk River on Thursday. Girls basketball team, we talked about it last year. I said if they win just one game all year, and it turned out to be the one game they won all year. But they did beat the Millers, and that always makes my heart happy as well. They did it again this year, beating Minneapolis Washburn by a 67-51 score. Look at the numbers for Aaliyah Graham. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, 14, 11, and 10.
The triple-double to lead the way and sparked the Cardinals to the victory. Rochelle Cooper not far behind with 13 points, 7 boards. 4 players in double digits against the Millers. Carpenter had 11 points and 5 boards. McGrain had 10 points, 8 boards. And Horton not far off with 8 points and 9 rebounds. She almost had a double-double as well. Then on, what was the 4th? That was Saturday, right? They got back to action after a week off, and Princeton did not do them as many favors. Another great game, though, for Aaliyah Graham. 15 points, 16 rebounds, and 8 assists. Almost had another triple-double. And just monster points for her. Chloe Porish putting in a dozen and 5 rebounds. Casper had 11 points. Rochelle Cooper had 9. So getting more scoring deeper down the line is definitely a good sign, but consistent performance from their top players will be a big key for this Cardinal club as they try and string together a few more wins down the stretch. We'll get a look at them on Tuesday, but it will be a very tough task.
Yeah.
Titino, I looked and saw them ranked number 6.
Yeah, and earlier they're right. Which poll, though? Which poll?
Minnesota scores.
Yeah, they moved up from a week ago. They were 10, but they moved up to 6.
So yeah, they're going to be a challenge,
yes.
But we will be there, and we will remain optimistic. The Cardinals will also host Elk River on Thursday. We are at the Fieldhouse on Tuesday for the girls basketball team, on Friday for the wrestling team. We'll see the girls basketball team again next week against Osseo, but that is going to do it for this edition of CTN's Sportsnight. I want to thank you for joining us and continuing to support everything we do here at CTN. For the entire crew, including Howie Shapiro, I'm Joe Young. Say good night.